Tatiana Nabieva, Russia.
The introduction of the competitors for this women's vault competition. And a glimpse there just a moment ago of the top qualifier, Tatiana Nabieva of the Russian Federation team, silver medalist.
Chinese Taipei. Warm-up, vault.
And so to this women's vault competition, and those of you who've been following the gymnastics perhaps for the first time at these games, you're now going to see two vaults from the competitors rather than the one vault that they undertake in the all-around and team competitions. The start list for the women's vault competition, and Lilia Akimova, she'll go second as the second strongest qualifier. Yana Fedorova, third strongest qualifier, will go fourth in the order, and at number 5 we will have Tatiana Nabieva, the top performer in the qualification. She had a massive first vault of 14.55. What is interesting about this particular competition is the gap between second and seventh is just slightly shy of 1.5 tenths from qualification. So Lilia Akimova, second strongest, 13.425. Elsa Gert, seventh strongest, 13.3. So this is absolutely all to play for. It could come down to something as simple as a gymnast taking a step. Now Marina Nekrasova, who's going to be the first to go, had a 0.3 penalty on her first vault, or a land out of bounds. Lose that, and suddenly she's up there in the medals. It's tempting to really play the numbers game here. Of course, they've actually got to produce the gymnastics. But it is intriguing in terms of how those qualification marks were. From Nabieva's perspective, I mean, just far and away the strongest performer, 14.05. Best part of a mark ahead of her teammate Akimova. Gymnast from the Russian Federation, Lilia Akimova, was making an absolutely superb chase for the all-around title in yesterday's competition. Just didn't quite work for her in the floor exercise. She was very visibly disappointed, understandably so about that. And a chance for us to see some gymnasts we haven't seen so far, such as Rifta Irfana Lutfi from Indonesia, Taning Yue of Malaysia to be competing. They're the 4th and 5th strongest qualifiers respectively. There's the 3rd strongest, Yana Fedorova. Fedorova, who had an extremely positive campaign in the all-around competition. She was 6th with a score of 50.05, having been 9th in qualification. She made a very handsome jump up the standings. It's going to mean a huge amount to Tatiana Nabieva if she can manage to get another Universiade gold. Team gold in 2013 in Kazan. Silver on the uneven bars. Hasn't yet got an individual title at the World University Games. And she's just so happy to be back here in the Universiade, to be selected for international competition once again. Ilse Geerts of Netherlands, the 7th strongest in qualification. Fan Guoqing of Chinese Taipei was the 8th strongest. Been a very good competition for the Chinese Taipei gymnastics team. And this is an inexperienced female squad. They're showing great signs of promise. And it has been a great competition for her as well, for Lilia Akimova. But so close to that all-around prize, the top prize. Attends the same university as Tatiana Nabieva, Moscow National State University of Physical Education. We saw Tanning Yue undertaking her final warm-up. So many people have anticipated with great excitement the return of Tatiana Nabieva. Good for Irfana Lutfi. She is a gymnast who's enjoyed great success in the multi-sport world. Has an absolute plethora of Southeast Asian Games medals. Also got a silver medal on the floor at the Asian Games in Jakarta, Palembang. And took honours at the Islamic Solidarity Games as well in Baku in 2017. And actually there's a lot to be said for an athlete understanding the multi-sport games environment. Often the timetable of competition is very different from at a sport-specific championship, such as a World Championship or the Continental Championship. Sometimes the competitions are a touch more condensed. Sometimes there are fewer final spots available. That was the case if any of you were watching the European Games recently. To get accustomed to that sort of competition is very tricky. And as I mentioned a few minutes ago, it really is up for grabs in terms of the gap between the competitors, or the lack of gap between the competitors in qualification beyond that leading performer, Tatiana Nabieva.
Apparatus final vault.
If you're just joining the action, it is time for the women's vault competition as part of Apparatus Finals Day at Napoli 2019. Marina Nekrasova of Azerbaijan, first to go, really experienced gymnast from Voronezh. She's been competing for Azerbaijan since 2013. And that's a really good vault. Now that's the vault that she had a 0.3 penalty for in the qualification. So this could be a big change for Nekrasova. She kept inside the tram lines. Steadied that really nicely. And she will know, as such an experienced vaulter, that if she can start this strongly, with the gap being so slender between so many of these gymnasts, and she's going to massively pressurise those still to come. And what a change there. 14.1 for that first vault. It was 12.65 in qualifying.
Secondo salto, second vault.
execution 8.7 to 7.55. Right, here we go, second one. That is also well executed. She's going to take a 0.1 penalty. But suddenly, Nekrasova is absolutely in contention.
Score, first vault for Marina Nekrasova, 14-10.
Well, Marina Nekrasova has absolutely delivered on these two vaults. Just a small step out, not the most enormous of penalties. But she is going to be thrilled, especially after having had real disappointment in the European Games. So it's a 14 for Nekrasova. Now let's just contextualise that. 13.325 in qualifying as the sixth strongest. And it really puts pressure on Nabi Haver now, who was 14.05 as the top qualifier. That's how you want to start a vault final, isn't it? Lilia Akaimova of the Russian Federation, second strongest. And this first vault was a big one. And it is still likely to be a big one. She was awarded a 5.8 difficulty score for that vault in qualification, or for the first vault in qualification. Akaimova did have problems on the second vault, where she only picked up a 12.45 score. There's such a collection of medals. She might well get another one. Her Universiade trophy cabinet could be growing. 14.35.
Second vault.
Virtually identical to the first vault in qualifying. This now is the crucial one. This was the vault that she had problems with in qualification, and she does not have problems on this occasion. So the first two have removed their major problems from qualifying. Let's put the pressure on everyone else. That was a transformation from the qualification. .975 is the total score, very nearly.
Malaysia in
But it is still Nekrasova in first place. So Nekrasova 1, Akaimova 2. Tanin Yue of Malaysia was executed crisply. Now, Tanin Yue is not going to be producing anything like the difficulty of some of the competitors we've seen and will see. 4.6 for both of her vaults in qualification, so the execution needs really to be strongly in the nines for her to have a chance. To look at exactly where she landed here. And she's comfortably inside. The reigning Southeast Asian Games vault champion. 13.275 for the first one. It was 13.35 for both of these vaults in qualifying.
Second
absolute vault. Parity and consistency across the two. Been performing well on vault this year. Took a silver at the Jiaoqing World Cup recently. Did take a fair few back pedals on that one. Certainly will pick up penalties for treading out of bounds. But that's likely to knock her score down from what it was in qualification. There's plenty of tidy execution. Keeps the toe point very pronounced in the pike position. 23-year-old gymnast from Malacca. She's a veteran World Championship performer, along with all of these multi-sport games and World Cup competitions. .12.8 for the second, 13.037 in total. Third position for Taning Yue. Yana Fedorova of Ukraine was the third strongest qualifier. Again, might find herself run out of the race a little from difficulty. 4.6 and 4.0 in qualifying. But great execution of these vaults, so she's going again for the 4.6. It's really nice execution. No issues at all with her delivery of that vault. Really was very crisply carried out. .13.7, 9.1 the execution. She's actually improved by half a tenth from qualification.
Secondo salto, second vault.
And this is the vault that just has a 4 difficulty. So Yana Fedorova, she was awarded a 4 difficulty in qualification for her second vault. And again, she has real stability in what she's doing. Lands it really nicely. The gymnast who is studying for a degree in coaching at the National University of Physical Education and Sport. The mark at the moment for a medal is 13.07, not anymore. 13.35 total score for Yana Fedorova. She was expecting her execution to be stronger. She's in bronze medal position, but for how much longer?
Russia,
Tatiana Nabieva.
For Tatiana Nabieva.
Team silver medalist. This was a huge first vault in qualification. 14.55 she scored for it. What this time? That's what this time. Great vaulting. A look of absolute ferocity at the table as she walks away. Very focused in her preparation. Accomplished, really accomplished. You'd expect that from the 24-year-old. She has stood at the top, in the centre of a World Championship podium. Team gold in 2010. She's got a full set of colours at the World Championships. And she's got a 14.5 for that first vault.
Second vault, Nabieva.
Second vault for Tatiana Nabieva. Oh, she did have a big step backwards, and there will be a 0.1 penalty. Now, what's that going to do in terms of Marina Nekrasova being the leader on 14? Nabieva had 14.05 in qualification. Is that penalty going to turn out to be of real significance? Well, we shall discover, won't we? Until that moment, it was looking absolutely bang on. Doesn't leave a lot in terms of mid-air deductions for the judges. The score is 13.925 for Tatiana Nabieva. 13.925 total score. So she's in the bronze medal position. It's Nekrasova 1, Akaimova 2, Nabieva 3. So Nekrasova is holding on, having been the 6th strongest qualifier. Ritva Irfanalutfi of Indonesia. She was the 4th strongest in qualification. Good execution. Difficulty might prove a touch problematic.
Second vault, Irfanalutfi.
13.1 for the Indonesian gymnast. Silver medal on the vault at the Southeast Asian Games in Kuala Lumpur a couple of years ago. And she did compete at the Asian Games, where she won a silver medal on floor. Those games in Indonesia. She's vaulted nicely, vaulted very nicely. Gymnast from Jakarta, although the gymnastics was actually held in Palembang, on a different island. Just had a moment of congratulations with Marina Nekrasova, the leader. Fifth position, 13.275 for Irfanalutfi. So it is still Nekrasova, then Akaimova, then Nabieva. 2 gymnasts to go, one of whom is Elze Geurts of Netherlands, 7th strongest qualifier. Bit of a hop forward as she landed that vault. Given a 5 difficulty for her first vault in qualification. Gymnast who was the 4th strongest in the vault competition at the recent Dutch Championships. .75, the mark for the first vault, just a 10th down from her qualification display.
Salto, second vault.
with the medal mark being 13.925 and her difficulty score here being 4.2. Likely that Gertz will be able to trouble the podium. They've been nicely executed display. She's had a couple of stability problems on the landing, but the 24-year-old from Ralta has been a most valuable member indeed of the gymnastics competition at these games. She was in the top 10 in the all-around final. We await the score for Elze Gertz. 13.2 total score for the Dutch gymnast. She's in 6th position, and we have one more to go. So it is Nekrasova 1, Akimova 2, Nabieva 3, 13.925 for bronze, 13.975 for silver, 14 for gold. Just Fan Ko-ching of Chinese Taipei left to go, the 8th strongest in qualification. And it is very stable indeed from Fan Ko-ching. 18-year-old gymnast, known as Coco to her teammates. She will be competing on the floor exercise as the first score comes in of 13.275. She's also qualified for the floor final. That's where she has started to make her World Cup breakthrough a little bit. Get to the floor final in Paris. That was last year, her first World Cup final. Some really good vaulting. Not a huge difficulty for the second one, but the execution is very good indeed. Just not pushing things further than she needs to in terms of the difficulty tariff.
Con questo salto si conclude la seconda rotazione. That concludes the second rotation.
This a look back at the final vault of this women's vault competition. Very good line maintained by Fan Ko-ching. She's right down the centre, hits that middle line nicely. Just a 4.2 difficulty score for the gymnast from Chinese Taipei in qualification. So Marina Nekrasova surely will be feeling pretty safe at the moment. The score is in. It is 13.025 for Fan Ko-ching, puts her in 8th position, and that means that it is gold for Marina Nekrasova of Azerbaijan. That is a wonderful moment for her. Lilia Akimova of the Russian Federation taking the silver. Tatiana Nabieva, also of the Russian Federation, with the bronze medal. Jubilation for Azerbaijan and the 24-year-old from Voronezh, Marina Nekrasova. And here is a look back at the vaulting that brought her a gold medal and the title of Universiade champion. And there one more time, confirmation of the final standings in this women's vault competition at Napoli 2019.
Apparatus final men pommel horse. Finale di specialità di ginnastica artistica maschile al cavallo con maniglie. Kazuma Kaya, Japan. Ladies and gentlemen, the medal awarding ceremony for final apparatus Vault Woman. Signore e signori, cerimonia di premiazione per la specialità volteggio, ginnastica artistica femminile.
It's now time for the victory ceremony in the women's vault competition as part of the Napoli 2019 artistic gymnastics programme. A moment of great triumph for a highly experienced gymnast, and it was an incredibly close competition.
We are now going to begin the awarding of the medals. Sta per iniziare la consegna delle medaglie. The medals will be presented by Ika Poijonen, Executive Committee member of International University Sports Federation, and the mascots will be presented by Rosario Pitton, Vice President of the Italian Gymnastics Federation. Le medaglie saranno consegnate da Ilka Poijonen, membro del Comitato Esecutivo della Federazione Internazionale Sport Universitari, e la mascotte da Rosario Pitton, vicepresidente della Federazione Ginnastica d'Italia. Third place and bronze medalist Tatiana Nabieva, Russia.
The bronze medal to Tatiana Nabieva of the Russian Federation. And another Universiade medal for her, having taken the team silver a couple of days ago. Now a bronze medal here to add to the gold that she won in team competition in 2013 and the silver in the uneven bars. So a full set of colours now for Tatiana Nabieva. The bronze medal to Tatiana Nabieva of the Russian Federation.
Second place and the silver medalist Lilia Akaimova, Russia.
Lilia Akaimova of the Russian Federation. Well, she was just 500ths ahead of Tatiana Nabieva, and she was less than 300ths away from a gold medal. It was an incredibly close vault competition. The gymnast who took the team silver and also the bronze in the all-around now has another silver medal.
First place and gold medalist Marina Nekrasova, Azerbaijan.
This is a moment that she has put in the work for. Marina Nekrasova of Azerbaijan. She was the first gymnast to go, came in as the 6th strongest in qualification, but that first vault that was barely over 12.5 in qualification was 14.1 in the final. And that enabled her to get a score of 14, the only gymnast to hit the 14 mark. And with it, the title of Universiade champion. The gold medal to Marina Nekrasova of Azerbaijan.
Ladies and gentlemen, and now please rise for the International University Sports Federation and team. And now it's time
the
for
medalists
pictures.
in the women's vault competition at Napoli 2019.
Successiva premiazione.